What is up, comic fan? Welcome to the Legion of Comics. It's time for the first appearance covered or first appearance challenge, volume 2. Let's get it. First off, huge shout out to Big Time Collectibles for sponsoring the channel and the Legion Loot giveaway for the channel members. Be sure to check them out at bigtimecollectibles.com. Do not miss out on all this fire that they are slinging everywhere. And if you need anything cleaned or pressed, hit up Justin Comic on Instagram. He can take care of you for as little as $10 a book. And if you use that promo code WeAreLegion, you can take advantage of the special offer he's running right now. So you might have seen me do this video. That was the first appearance cover challenge started by Alex, the comic hoarder, and Mad Spidey saw that video and he did one of these. And the whole point of it is to share 10 first appearance comics in your collection. Different people have been doing them different ways, but at the end of it, you tag 3 people that you would like them to see do it as well. I was tagged by Mad Spidey, so be sure to check out that first video I did. Set certain parameters to do it based off of. Some people do it their top 10 valuable books, their top 10 favorite books. Mad Spidey did all Marvel. He wanted to see DC, so I did all DC. And he's a raw comic collector, so I did only my raw books. And he also shout out Remy Q Studios. Check him out. And DJ Links, check him out because that's why we're back here today. DJ Links did one, and he apologized for asking me to do it again, but he wanted to see me do one that wasn't all DC and it wasn't all raw books. So what I have here today is a stack of CGC slabs, and DJ said Marvel, DC, Indie. So that's what I got here. And a lot of these are really high on my list of personal favorites. And 2 of them are like, a lot of them are really. So let's just get right into it at this point. No more wasting time. So first up, I have from 1987, the year I was born. This is Legends number 3 from DC Comics, written by John Ostrander and Len Wein, and it's got a cover by John Byrne. But what's so important about this? It's the first appearance of the modern-day Suicide Squad, which I'm a big fan of the Suicide Squad. I love ragtag teams and stuff, and this is one of the best ones you can see. So this is when Amanda Waller first got the team together of all villains. So this is their first modern appearance. So that's definitely a good one. I'm happy to have, and in the 9.8. I don't remember what I paid for it, but it was really cheap. Like I got it for low. But yeah, it's a good one to have. Next up, this is not my favorite book, but it is most definitely my favorite X-Men character, and this is Uncanny X-Men issue number 266. This is going to be the first cover appearance and first intended appearance of the Raging Cajun himself, Gambit, and I got it in a 9.6. So I bought this one raw from a local shop. I got it, I think I got it clean and pressed. I'm pretty sure I did. And submitted it myself. I got a 9.6 because of that odd cut across the top. But this is a flawless copy. And I don't see how a miscut could actually take away from the condition of the book. It has nothing to do with the condition. But it's definitely, you can see that cattywampus cut across it. Like the entire T is there, but not the Y. But this is a fantastic copy. And this is, Gambit's technical second appearance. And I know that people like to debate this stuff or act like they know. So just for clarity's sake, I do have his first appearance. That's not counted, but as CMS Comic Vet would put it, OGs don't argue. We buy both. Next up, this is tons of first appearances and such an instrumental book in DC Comics history. Because in the 70s, Kirby showed up and made waves and changed things and created things that still go hard today. And the biggest thing, the most influential thing he did to the story of these DC Comics characters is he introduced the New Gods and all the Fourth World characters. And this was the biggest intro book out of all of them. This is New Gods issue number 1. It's the first appearance of Orion, Light Ray, Metron, Highfather, and Caliban, all in one issue. This is from 1971, 7.5. So that's a fantastic book right there. Beautiful Kirby art on the cover of it. It's just I can't tell if that's a photo background. I don't think it is. In this era, Kirby was doing a lot of that. What is it called? It's like it's almost like scrapbook art, like where you cut out images and put them onto stuff and everything. But yeah, that is an awesome one to have. Definite DC key for any DC comic fan. All right, that's a little bit of Marvel, a little bit of DC. Let's move it over to an indie, and this is probably my biggest indie comic that I own. It's definitely my favorite for numerous reasons. This Caliber presents issue number 1 from 1989. And this is the first appearance of none other than the Crow. So all these people buying up the Crow number 1s and everything. This is the actual book. This is his first appearance right here on the label and everything. Got it in 8.0. I did buy this book, and I didn't buy it. This book was gifted to me by a friend who doesn't even collect comics. He just happened to have a comic laying around from his childhood, and this is the one it was. And gave it to me. I sent it off to CBCS. It came back a 5.0 or a 5.5. I cracked that bad boy open, had it cleaned and pressed, sent it to CGC because they are definitely not as harsh on grading. That's not a rule. That's just more often than not. There's definitely exceptions to that. But a clean and press and changing grading companies, I jumped it up. I guess you would count that as like 5 or 6 grade bumps because it's every 5, like every half. But it went from like a 5.0 or a 5.5 to an 8.0. That's a huge jump. That's an awesome grade to have that book in. It's definitely a harder one to find in high grade, especially for a decent price. Next up, kicking back over to DC. This is definitely one of my favorite DC books I have for reasons you'll see. But this is from 1971. Jack Kirby. It's the first appearance of the Forever People, as well as the first full appearance of none other than Darkseid and Forever People, issue number 1. And this might have been my first CGC slab. It might be. But I love Darkseid. Absolutely love Darkseid. And this definitely had to be in the video. I don't know what people say, especially me. That's not his first appearance. It's in Jimmy Olsen 134. But yes, of course, we don't argue. We got both. So there's that. Hey, monkey. And next up, this is the first big key I got of this year. I got it on January 1st itself, I believe. It was on New Year's Day. I picked this up at a local shop here from 1988. Probably the most homage cover in all of existence. Definitely one of the most famous covers that exists. Probably Marvel's second best cover, or second most famous cover behind AF-15, but it's Amazing Spider-Man 300. Might not be your favorite cover, but it's definitely one of the most known. So that is super cool to have. 7.0, got it for a steal. Next up, sounds like my wife's home. Mommy's home? Awesome. She's home early. That's great. Next up, let's go with one that I got from Paul Rogers, my LCS owner. The next two actually are. But this is a cream to off-white pages. It was from 1973, written by Marv Wolfman, Gene Colan, and Jack Abel. Art, Gil Kane and Tom Palmer cover. And let's see. I had to holler at the dog real quick. So I got this from Paul. He had found it when he was cleaning up the house and everything, and I bought it off him. Got it cleaned and pressed, sent it to CGC, and it's Tomb of Dracula, issue number 10, the first appearance of Blade, the vampire hunter, which is definitely one that's kind of exploding right now. A lot of people are after this book with his introduction to the MCU coming. But, dude, I'm a big fan of Blade because of the Wesley Snipes movies. Like, I've absolutely loved it. They came out. Even that goofy Spike TV Blade TV show with Sticky Fingers that came out. But hopefully the MCU will do them right. Disney won't do them dirty, but I have no faith that they will. Next up, also got this one from Paul Rogers, the LCS owner. Hey, dude, we're safe, man. We're safe. But this is actually a cool one because I tried numerous times to catch one locally. I was 2 hours late looking at my messages for the first one that came through town. And then the second one, I got a heads up that a guy was coming in looking to sell one to a shop, and he ended up not letting it go. And then this one was Paul Rogers that came back from that he sent off himself to get it submitted. And it is Hulk 181 from 1974, another Lin Wein story in a 4.5 off-white pages. And it's the first full appearance of Wolverine. So it's Wolverine's second appearance, for getting technical. So definite one to have. Super happy I got it. I got this right before the comic explosion during COVID. But it's definitely got it at a good price. It was FMV for the time. But, of course, for those out there, including myself, I've got both. There's his first appearance. So don't have to debate in the comments about that. And then next up, the second to last book I have for the list here. This is from 1959. Predates even the Justice League of America. And this is the origin and first appearance of Rick Flag, Jess Bright, Hugh Evans, and Karen Grace, which make up the original Suicide Squad in Brave and the Bold, issue number 25. So the first appearance of the Suicide Squad, including Rick Flag in comics. So this is, in my opinion, one of my personal favorite books that I own. Love the Squad. Having found this one in a, I know it's a low grade, it's a 1.5, but that put it in a shoppable range for me, especially at the time. You don't see this book come up often in low grades like that, or a lot of these books that are multi-$1,000 books. Whenever a low grade comes up, they go fast because a lot of people can't shop those tens of thousand price ranges. I'm definitely not shopping those right now, but this one came up and it definitely worked out. I was able to snag it and just been on my display wall since I got it pretty much, and I have no intention of taking it down anytime soon. It's definitely a 1.5, but it presents amazingly well for a 1.5. And then for the last book, this is my lowest number Hulk book that I have. This is definitely the pride of my Hulk collection, being the lowest number Hulk one. Outside of the fact that 181 I have came from my LCS owner. But looking at this is, it doesn't get much lower grade than this, but it is 100% complete minus the tears in it and stuff. But this one, I actually slabbed up myself. I have not sent it off to get graded. I probably won't because of how low of condition it is. I'll just leave it as is until I get a better copy one day. But I got a comic skin, got it in there, got my own label on it. But that is the Incredible Hulk issue number 6. And that is the first appearance of Metal Master and the Teen Brigade. So you can see, dude, it is worn. It is definitely worn. And this thing picks up glare like crazy. But definitely worn. But this is my lowest issue. It's the only one that I have of the first 1 through 6 run of the Incredible Hulk. I scored it this year. It was on my goals list for this year to get at least one of those issues out of the 1 through 6, and this one came available. And I got that custom Legion of Comics label on there. And of course, got that Jack Kirby Hulk art on there. And a big shout out to Mr. Chip Gettler. And it does have a QR code. If you are so inclined to want to pause and scan that and see where it takes you, feel free to, because I don't know where it takes you. That was all Chip. But 1963, that's not bad. March of 1963. Stanley story, Steve Ditko art. Just a banger. So that's all the ones that I have for this list. That's 10-ish, I think. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Yeah, that's 10. And leave a comment. Let me know what's your favorite. And I've got to tag 3 people. So I'm going to throw a curveball here. I'm actually going to tag Pops Attic. I know he doesn't have a YouTube channel, but we're going to make this work. I definitely want to see what Pops is going to bring to the table, because he's been collecting since the year this book came out. So he's got all kinds. No, she's not here, baby. So he's got all kinds of stuff, and I want to see some stuff that we haven't seen yet. And then I'm going to tag Burt Nasty himself, Burt Family 54 Comics, so that we can get an explosion of Power Rangers added into this. And let's see, who else hasn't been tagged that I know of? Up there. I know Chip did. He had some cool stuff. Let's see. Wow, so we got Burke. So let's go ahead and tag Panda as well. I don't think Panda's done one yet. So if we can see Pops, Burke, and Panda do it, that would be awesome. And that's going to be it for this one. Tell everyone bye-bye. Hey, tell everyone bye-bye. Until next time, as always, I'm Mark, but we are Legion.